Well, welcome to a video explaining the rock cycle. This might get a little long since it's kind of a complicated subject, but not at the same time since, you're probably doing this project too since you want to pass this class. Anyway, let's move on. So the Earth has many layers such as the Earth's crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. But our main focus will be on the mantle and crust. We will start our journey is going to be in the mantle as magma or melted rock. Magma is churned and moves around until tectonic plates move and it's pushed up to the surface into, let's say, a volcano. The magma might sit and cool slowly over time in the volcano, or it might erupt and go flying into the ocean or nearby water supply and cool instantly. Either way, the cooling of this makes a new type of rock called an igneous rock. Igneous rock is, as I said, comes from cooled lava and forms into a solid, and can be homogeneous or heterogeneous rock. The way the magma cools and where it cools determines what the rock will look or feel like. The minerals grow together and rocks form. Since they are formed from the depth they are, it takes a long time for them to cool. The slowly cooled magma produces mineral grains that are able to be seen with the naked eye. Extrusive rocks are rocks that are formed on the surface of the earth when lava flows and is exposed to air and water, and it cools quickly under these conditions. And because of it, it keeps the mineral grains from growing as large as they should, since it's such a sudden change. Volcanic glass is also something. It is magma that cooled so quickly, just about none of the minerals or crystals form. In some cases, gases become trapped in the molten material as it cools, and some of the gases escape, and holes are left in the rock. Classes of these rocks also go by basaltic, which are dark-colored and dense rocks that form when magma is rich in iron and magnesium, but lacking a lot of silica. Granitic, which are light-colored and has a lower density than basaltic rocks, and unlike basaltic rocks, the magma which it was formed in has a high level of silica and lower amounts of iron and magnesium. Then finally, andesectic, which is an in-between kind of classification, with just about an equal amount of elements in the magma that forms the rock. Next are metamorphic rocks. These rocks are made from the heat and pressure from the Earth's crust and hot watery fluids. This rock can be formed from igneous, sedimentary, or other metamorphic rocks. I know, kinda weird. In other places of the Earth, the temperature is just right to make magma. In others, it's just enough to flatten it. Sorry. Now for the two classifications. Yay, fun! There are foliated and non-foliated metamorphic rocks. Foliated rocks have stripes, which occur when they're under heat and pressure, and makes them heterogeneous. An example of this is gneiss. Gneiss? Nice. I don't know. Which is granite put under heat and pressure. Non-foliated rocks are rocks without stripes and layers, and are, as you guessed it, homogeneous. Marble is a well-known example for this. Metamorphic rock can also melt into magma, along with the other types of rocks. Finally, we have sediments and sedimentary rocks. It starts out as any part of a mineral or rock, igneous or metamorphic. Over time, weathering and erosion slowly breaks away at the rock or mineral and causes the material to loosen and break away. These fragments are called sediments. When these fragments go into a large body of water, let's say an ocean, they fall to the bottom and form layers. Since the pressure is most experienced from the bottom up, these sediments on the bottom are going through a process called compaction, which makes the sediments stick together and form a solid rock. When these sediments are large, like pebbles and sand, just pressure won't make them stick. Then they go through a process of cementation, or when minerals like quartz, calcite, and hematite are pressed between the pieces of rocks, kind of like gluing them together. After that, they become a sedimentary rock, or a detrital sedimentary rock, like sandstone or shale. Now, there are three types. Detrital, the one that I just described to you, chemical, and organic. Chemical sedimentary rocks are formed when dissolved minerals come out of a solution, such as limestone and rock salt. The thing is, they aren't made from pre-existing rocks, so they're kind of special, in a way. Organic rocks are made of the remains of once living things like plants or animals. Chalk and coal are great examples. Overall, they're kind of like the hippie of the sedimentary rock family. To recap what I just said, igneous rocks are formed from cooled magma. Sedimentary rocks are formed from the weathering and erosion of other rocks, sometimes not. And finally, metamorphic rock is formed from the heat and pressure of the earth. At any time, each of these rocks can melt into magma and start a whole new process. The only thing is, rock can either be created or destroyed. This is called the conservation of matter, and it even applies on the molecular level. Think of this as a type of rule, or law. Well, this about wraps up what you need to know about rocks and the rock cycle. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in another presentation.